Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and Advocate Astrology. My name is Tonia, and today we're discussing the Pisces New Moon taking place this Saturday. The 13th of 2021. This new moon is a doozy. I think it's a more auspicious new moon. It's probably one of the more positive ones I have seen in a while, but there is a definite, distinct shadow opportunity. So I want to make sure that y'all are cautioned and don't get totally lost in the delusion that is lurking around this entire situation. Okay, so we're about to jump into it and look at all the chart details, but before I do, if you are a student of astrology and you are looking at a natal chart and you're like, what in the world does this mean? Or you're looking at it and you're like, I know what half of this means and I have no clue how to put it together. I am offering an astrology course again, and it starts in May. So not much time left to enroll. If you're interested in learning everything that I can teach you in 6 months, which is a good amount of time, then schedule a call with me today using the link down below. And do not delay, because we are building this cohort and we're about to launch for real, okay? A couple quick announcements on that though. If you want to learn about the planets, the signs, the houses, the aspects, the karmic points of a natal chart, how to put it all together, and synastry on top of it, that's your chart and somebody else's chart in different contexts, including a composite chart, then you might want to consider taking this course. If you're the kind of person who's diligent and wants a teacher who's going to be as dedicated, if not more, than you, then hey, look no further, because I'm here for you for 6 months. Every single weekend, we have a live Zoom session. Everybody gets together in the room. We chill, we talk, and then most importantly, I talk for a little bit and then you practice. I talk for a little bit and then you apply it. I show you something, you show me how you can do it. That's how we work. And then I support you as you grow your strength and your skill throughout that. So if you're the kind of person who succeeds in a collaborative, supportive learning environment, and you don't want to just read a bunch of pages, you don't want a monotonous lecture, you want real, authentic engagement, respond, react kind of stuff, that is what we're here for. So don't delay, schedule that call today. Awesome. With that said, let's jump into looking at this Pisces new moon. Okay, so this is happening on Saturday, the 13th of March. As I said, we are going a little more in depth in this video on this topic of this new moon. Now, first things first, everybody, it's at 23 degrees of Pisces, which is the last decan, that's the last third of Piscean energy. So there's inherently already off the jump, we know there's more wisdom, there's more deep kind of spiritual awareness that we're more likely to experience than not. And that's coming from an evolutionary perspective, citation, in terms of interpreting the last decan and its relevance here. But Venus and Neptune are conjunct at this point in time, okay? And they're conjunct within a very tight orb to the new moon itself. And Venus and Neptune are very inherently related planets. Neptune is actually considered to be the higher octave of Venus. So there's almost like, what's that word in English? It's like a synonym kind of energy between these two. They're very similar, okay? They're like cognates in different languages, even like Spanish and English, right? So with that said, this similar energy is very empathetic. It's very ephemeral. It's very phantasmal. It's very like idealist, because these two planets alone create that type of energy, but they're in Pisces, y'all. Of all the signs out there, you know, Neptune rules Pisces. Venus is an exaltation in Pisces. Venus loves being in Pisces. So Venus is very strong in Pisces, and so is Neptune, because Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, you see. So put these two together and we have all the more potential, and that's just it, potential. And I want to make sure you understand, potential for the great things that Venus and Neptune can bring, yes, but potential just as much for the not so great things that Venus and Neptune can bring, which I'm going to talk about now. Venus and Neptune conjunct gone wrong. Here we go. Venus and Neptune conjunction, this is delusion. This is looking at somebody with rose-colored glasses times 10. Do not fall to the deceit. Do not fall to the illusion being put before your eyes in any given situation where your inner intuition is like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You need to look out for the truth at this point in time beyond what it is you want to see, especially if you are a Pisces. We'll talk more about this in the horoscope videos, or you have this energy already pretty strong in your chart, okay, in some way, shape, or form with Venus and Neptune. Just be aware that like things are not always what they appear, and as much as we can get altruistically involved in a situation, or we want to have the, give everybody the better, what is it called, giving them the better of the doubt or whatever, giving everybody the most positive perception possible, it's not always realistic. And so this is definitely an energy where people can fool you. People can actively fool you. They can be trying to fool you and succeed. So just, I'm not trying to say don't enjoy what Neptune and Venus can give you, which is very enjoyable and very pleasurable, but just be aware. That's all. Don't get caught up too deep in a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Don't spend everything you own on an idea that you haven't fact checked. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be aware of that type of energy. That's all. Now that we got the crap out of the way, let's talk about the fun stuff and the good stuff that Venus and Neptune can bring. This can be the dopest, most amazing spiritual connections. At the best level, this is like literally fairy tale endings, dreams come true. You got your freaking notebook ending. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully not the ending, because that means you're dying. But like, hey, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But like, it's like you get a fairy tale kind of scenario in the best case scenario. With Venus and Neptune, it's like, wow, that like ideal, that like unattainable ideal, it actually happened. You know what I'm saying? And with this new moon, it's a new beginning with that signature associated with it. So it actually could bring some people very auspicious soulmate connections, very auspicious, benevolent, empathetic, spiritual experiences, psychic, intuitive, wisdom-based experiences. They could happen to us under this influence, absolutely, because Venus and Neptune are all vibey and intuitive and benefic and empathetic and nurturing in their own energetic type of way. So there's definitely an opportunity on there to get more in our wisdom aspects. It is a great time if you're into more like natural mind altering substances like mushroom or cacao or cannabis. It's a great time. Obviously, I'm not suggesting you go and do those things, but if you're already going to do them, it's a good time to do them. Be aware though that the energy vibration is all the more important when you go into any type of altered states, because Pisces is gone wrong. It can be delusion, like I say, and it can be bad delusion, like mental, like bad images of crazy things that you don't need to be thinking about or entertaining. So also be aware that for either way, for better or for worse, you're going to be feeling more emotional the next month. You're going to be feeling more empathic. You're going to be yearning for a sense of vulnerability and a sacredness and a safety within that for the next month. All of these things are Pisces. Pisces is the martyr as well. And with this idealist conjunction of Venus and Neptune, you could be a martyr for an idea, a martyr for a cause that is this unattainable, hopeless, romantic kind of plot, So just be aware of that and don't get too lost in your empathy, or don't get too lost in your martyrdom. But if you're somebody who has a hard time accessing your feelings, normally, this is a great time to feel your feelings. If you're an already empathic person, you might feel for once in your life that people around you are a little more empathic than usual, a little more feeling than usual, a little more on your page for once, which is great. You know what I'm saying? It's great. Now, just be aware though, no matter who you are, the emotional swings and the likelihood for more emotional swings is very, very, very real at this point in time. Because Pisces energy, it has a lot of that anyway. It's very like emotionally, it swings, all over the place. And the thing about Pisces is that it wants to maintain its emotional position. It wants to control its emotional state as much as it can, because it is this very open, heartfelt, empathic kind of energy that gets exhausting real quick in the crazy ass world we live in. You know what I'm saying? So Pisces people, It's a mutable sign. Pisces energy, we're all going to be feeling for the next month. It's going to be like, oh, I don't like my emotional housing, so to speak, wherever I'm at right now. I need to change it up. You go and you find a different emotional space to be in, you feel? So just be aware if you find yourself like, I'm in this emotional state, and then wait a minute, I don't like that. I need to move on to a different emotional state. That's fine. That's normal, especially for the next month. But I do encourage y'all to feel your feelings. Don't shoo away your feelings. Don't deny your feelings. You're being called to feel your feelings for the next month. So don't deny them. Don't avoid them. Just be with them, okay? And use your heart chakra. The heart chakra is going to be the star for the next month. Everybody's going to be like feeling their hearts, feeling their vulnerabilities, feeling their inner child, feeling their inner infant, you know, and there could be a propensity for manic energy, for better or for worse, because Gemini Mars is fresh here at this lunation, and it's going to be conjunct this new moon, you know what I'm saying? Or excuse me, it's going to be conjunct this Rahu, this north node, by the end of this lunation cycle. By the next new moon, this conjunction will have gone exact. So that is very much so like a kind of propensity for mania, for better or for worse, like I say. So just be aware that like your emotional states are more likely to shift and be more sensitive, and like the volume dial just turned up a little bit. And also your mental states, because this Mars in Gemini is activating all of our minds. Gemini is very mind oriented energy, and also our communications, so you can be more ambitious than ever to get friends, even Gemini, to talk with friends, Gemini, you know, Mars in Gemini, activation Mars in Gemini, the sign of friends and communications. The dispositor of Gemini, by the way, Mercury, is in another air sign, okay, Aquarius. So that makes it all the more likely that you're going to be really brainy and communicative and just concerned with people in general. So I think we're kind of like, what we're looking at is a month of being more empathic and more social at the same time. So I think some people out there are going to experience this next month as being rather intense. And those people are probably the ones who aren't as used to feeling all the feels, if you know what I mean. And then there's going to be some people out there who experience this next month as being more in alignment than they've felt before in a long time, because it's going to be like, oh, finally everybody's on my page, you know, of being more empathetic and more feeling and more sensitive. You're going to be more prone to just cry out of nowhere. You're going to be more prone to have empathy for the person down the street who you normally don't think much about for the next month with all this Pisces energy. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware that that's a thing. You're not going crazy. And if you are, it's just because the Pisces new moon. And, you know, with the Mars in Gemini over here, and its dispositor being in Mercury, you know, it's being Mercury and in another air sign. So I think it's going to be a very emotionally active and an intellectually communication active month for us all. I would encourage you to ground within your heart under the next month of energy. Make sure you feel all of your feelings. Don't run away from them. But if you're looking at any kind of coping mechanisms and you already are using like a cannabis coping mechanism, or you're using some mushrooms in an intentional way, this could be a decent time to partake in those type of substances, as well as any type of benevolent water-based ritual activity. Okay, if you are looking to learn astrology once and for all from an awesome source, if I do say so myself, in an interactive, supportive environment, make sure you schedule your call with me today using the link down below so we can discuss your goals and the details of the WizdomDropz Astrology School. And make sure as well, if this video brought you any value, I invite you to like it and subscribe if you're not already, share with a friend, all that good stuff. And with that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Thank you.